A little bit of flack towards the video game industry this weekend. A shooting in Texas Walmart occurred, but the killer wrote a 4-page manifesto online which referenced Call of Duty, and it circled around back to the violence in video games. I'm making this video because there are some false allegations being spread about the shooter's inspirations. I'm heavily censoring a lot of material in this story because I don't want to focus on the grim details or give anyone any false impressions of glorifying the deaths. As much as I rather would have written a story about the lives of the innocent victims, there are people here who are using a twisted version of the story to point the blame at games and push some agenda. To get to the point, the manifesto that was online is lengthy. It's written like an essay, giving a title to each chapter, which basically goes over the justifying of the shooting politically, then detailing the equipment, and finally getting into his personal reasons and thoughts. The last section is where we see the reference to Call of Duty in a single sentence, which reads, "It is not cowardly to attack low-hanging fruit, aka don't attack heavily guarded areas to fulfill your super soldier COD fantasy." From this single detail, everyone is partially blaming games for the murder. This never mentions that the shooter played Call of Duty or anything. He simply references a game which has global notoriety as being a game with guns in it. He never said he was inspired by the game. He never says he wants to be a Call of Duty soldier.
You know, in this manifesto that we believe is from the shooter, this manifesto, he talks about living out his super soldier fantasy on Call of Duty.
He simply drops the name of the game as an example to emphasize how he has no remorse for the innocent, defenseless victims. Simply by saying the phrase COD, he has painted yet another easy target on the back of the video game industry. You can have your own thoughts about video game violence, and I will peacefully keep my own opinions to myself, but it is inexcusable to spread false information. A lot of news sources got this fact wrong, and I wanted to make sure that the evidence was shown myself so that it doesn't become yet another example of fake news.